looking for you everywhere. In everything I do, I mean, from the top of my head to the bottom of the shoes that I design, I mean, I'm just trying to find that thing, that feeling that gives me aspirations, I mean, inspiration. No, more than inspiration, that feeling, you know, goosebumps up and down your arms, chills all over your body, but it's not from the touch. Oh, it's just the way you look at me. I mean, I found your pictures, and I seen it in your face. The way I used to make you brighten up, the way I opened up your heart, the way your soul came to me. I mean, we were partners, we matched everything. Everything was right. You loved everything I did, and nothing that you do set me afraid. I mean, time after time again, no one could pull me away. It's just the certain things that you did and the way you made me say the things I would say. I can't find you now. I must have lost you in the rapture of things. You know, all the business ideas, you know, getting a career, building up a GPA. I must have lost that innate passion to give you my all. I've been looking for love for a long time, but still no resolve, because it's not how I feel about someone else anymore. It's what I want forever. And I don't really think anyone values that old school treasured love, that real deep, I'll stand by you no matter what type of thing. It's too easy for you to find someone else to jump in your inbox and replace my time. I mean, seriously, if love was based on assumption, I would assume it would always be mine, but why should I? The search has been long. I've been lingering for it all. I mean, I want that feeling back. But I'm afraid to even search within the depths that I see of the men, because they're so shallow, I'd fall, scrape my knees, hurt myself all over again, but I'm still looking for you in everything that I do. And even though I don't have you, I still believe in you, love.
You. When I first learned about love at first sight, I picked up a pair of binoculars because the distance between us was a century, and the textbooks can't reveal the wars that ambushed my veins. Blue as the wisp of clouds, you were gunpowder and coffee grinds, grass stains in the crook of my neck, and the wink of a mason jar. The tangle in your brow left me tangled in a mess that I couldn't clean up on a Sunday afternoon. Graffiti on my walls, but you were my spray paint, and I wanted to live in the city. You screamed bright lights and back streets, alleyways unraveling like vines of ivy. I traced the crinkle above your brow, tangling it into an unsolvable equation, graphed into the sidewalk, grazing my hazy memory. It's almost as if your eyes left a third-degree burn, and love at first sight should turn my skin into ashes upon a worn-out picnic blanket. Wildfires and the imprints of blankets, after a long nap I was undeserving of. I'm beginning to think I want to live somewhere with wildfires instead of people. Tall grasses that can swallow, leaving me hollow so I'm easier to burn. The city in your eyes wouldn't seem so big. The clouds would sigh and float away over time. Love at first sight became a fraction to this view. I'm eclipsed in the soft furrow of your eyes, binocular vision and eyelashes like stepping stones. This was you.
Hi, my name is Samantha, and I'm a recovering alcoholic. But I've never had a sip of alcohol in my entire life. I just get drunk, constantly on the thought of you, and not like the cute, I'm so drunk in love kind of way. I mean that you intoxicate me beyond consciousness. You drive me crazy, and I get pulled over for reckless driving. My first DUI was the night you said, I can't do this anymore. My stomach filled with acid, head swimming with a mixed drink of 1 part broken promises, 2 parts panic attack. My lungs were on fire with fireball that you poured into my mouth. One last kiss, But my insobriety did not end there. No, I was a drunkard for months after that, a tug of war with a bottle and a rehab of family. After being kicked out of 1,000,000 bars, I was put behind bars, your bed, so tipsy that I took in every word, every I love you and you're the only one, like they were the gospel. But prayer means nothing if it comes from a false prophet. Alcohol is supposed to make people more honest, not increase the amount of lies they tell. When you finally gave me the truth, you were the security guard throwing me off the bar stool and onto the floor, so inebriated beyond comprehension that minutes became hours, your words of glass cutting into my chest like a beer bottle. But who knew it would take the alcohol itself to sober me up? After almost a year, my body drained every ounce of you out of my veins, swimming in confusion and pain, no longer in a glass house, a glass bottle. The journey to happiness and health came with a detox of your liquor. Thank you for throwing me out of your saloon. The journey to so many miles from you, running in the opposite direction. My name is Samantha, and I'm a recovering alcoholic. Keyword, recovering. Keyword, never going back. Keyword, fuck you.
New kid. I came from Milwaukee, U.S. city, most dangerous, number 16, 2012. I came from Milwaukee, needles, drugs, gangs, a fight to live night and day, a breeding ground for hate and hated. Your farm hands and good old boys beat me down with boots and bare hands, telling me to fight back, telling me that this country ain't for me, and that I need to go back to that city. But little do they know, I didn't fight because I was scared, but because I have a record. And they don't know I came here because I've been relocated. I come from Milwaukee, U.S. most dangerous city, number 15, 2016, and climbing. And they don't know that if I fought, blood of theirs would rain. Because where I come from, well, let's just say we don't play nice.
The word. Well, you know, the one you took from them along with their rights. The one you claimed as yours and held into your hand tight until it meant to stand on the altar and tell us all how you love Jesus. Wow. Since you claimed it as yours, we can't use that word anymore. You know, testimony. Now we have to bow our heads and use a coming out story instead, but you use rioting instead, so get out of my lips and get out of my head. Take this. Latin testimonium from Middle English from testis to witness. Guess what? It's defined as a statement or a protest. I'm taking that word too. Let's make progress. Step back from the gospel for a sec. I'm not saying don't proclaim your faith. I'm just saying let the word carry more than the Bible weight. Because defending justice is not to overrate, but is to show the current social state. So, I'm showing you right now that testimonial is not purely a holy ceremonial. So, as a female, I say this as an ally to those who need bail, who are stuck in jail or prison of their own commission because of their color or sexuality, forced to face society's reality because of their color or their sexuality. Isn't that ridiculous? So I say this as an ally. Share the damn word.
In defense of hip hop. They told me that if I love her, that she would never let me go. I poured out my heart to her and she never let me know. See, I told her my deepest secrets. I even wrote them down and provided my voice that melody which gave these words a sound. So when I sit back and I look at myself and take that little introspect and try to take in the effect of what happens when your dialect gains a little disrespect. They tried to build these walls and barriers and tried to keep it in check, but verbally broke down each wall, brick by brick, moved up step by step. They tried to negotiate this for this, no drugs, no cussing, no sex, but in this zone, there's no flex. We broke bones and snapped necks. We need to change it all back to the times when the O's on check actually projected the O's and the woes of the oppressed. You see, I'm a firm believer that if you try to close an outlet, we would just see it as a challenge and try to climb the highest mountain and try to shout it out to the nearest ear just to measure our vocal ranges by the knowledge. You see, it's more than just money talk, big booty hoes, and gun violence, and nowadays if the money ain't talking, it's just silence. See, critique what I write, you can't. I should be able to write about that bitch for bitching about another bitch and every bitch alike. I could be on that road of my life, it's the same road, just different lanes, but you gotta understand that on my streets, the next 5 heartbeats aren't guaranteed, so every hood got an Eddie Kane. Now let that line reflect pain. Through all the wouldas and couldas and shouldas, 40 years of rap wasn't good until CNN showed the footage, but y'all misinterpret, fuck the police and cop killers, but I guess it wasn't all true until you seen the cops kill us.
Look, I'm clumsy. I fall up things, I fall down things, I fall in things, I fall over things. I fall over things that aren't even there. I spill drinks, I run into glass walls, I choke on, I don't know, air. I've dislocated thumbs, I've picked myself up in public places. I once dropped a burning hot pizza on a customer because somebody believed I could actually carry things and succeed in the service industry. I'm pretty sure when I die, my profile in the paper will say, Sara, it is her final wish that you throw her ashes from a cliff, because it is truly a miracle that she never fell off one. When I fill out job applications, I put my best skill as being good at gravity checks. I do not understand how some people are Olympic gymnasts and I can't even walk up steps. My college roommate once made the mistake of asking me to peel potatoes, a chore which should not end up with a trip to the emergency room. I'm the type of person who apologizes after bumping into a mannequin. I once saw a picture of a panda attempting to go down a slide, and it ended up hugging it, upside down, from behind. I am that panda. My cat and I actually have a lot in common, only she premeditatively knocks things off counters while making direct eye contact, and I break things accidentally, looking the complete opposite direction of where my hands are flailing. I once had a student tell me that I was her role model, to which I replied, do not follow in my footsteps. I run into glass doors. I lose battles with the wind. All of my kitchen accessories are plastic. I love museums, but there are some that I am never allowed back in. I once got toothpaste in my eye. There was a time my freshman year of college where I only had one eyebrow for a while. My basketball hype video showed highlights from all the games that I scored over 30 points. And also, every time I fell over the half-court line with nobody else around. And one shining moment when I wasn't paying attention and got smacked in the face with the ball, an incident which broke my nose. Look, I'm clumsy. Your sofa is not safe with me. I will surely spill something on it. Your floor is not safe. Your walls are not safe. Your vegetables are not safe. But you know what is safe with me? Your heart. Because every day I will fall for you.
I wanted to write you a letter, but somehow it turned into a poem because I can't properly express my emotions without the rhythm of your heartbeat. The soft song that never left my ear from the day we parted. Few sweet moments against your chest, a smile returned, and you had no idea. No idea that a blue girl from Wheeling was falling fast, turning red as the love grew, consumed, laying dormant until it exploded into flame. Did I ignite your heart, or just destroy us both? With a glow stick crown, I venture slowly into your embrace, a boy with a million friends and twice as many secrets. Sherlock Holmes could not even solve the mystery of you, meaning misconstrued in black and white. Is it love? Are we burning bright? Or is it a fight to keep myself from shattering? Paranoia keeps me awake into the witching hour, wisps of light in the form of memories. I want to be more. The hope to see the world by your side grow stronger, determined to win against the waves of worry. There is a war inside of me. A beach of Normandy torn apart by bullets. I am a mess. Don't let me hurt. But please, don't ever leave.
If you're not familiar, he was caught in the act raping an unconscious woman. So we are now going to perform excerpts from the victim impact statement of the Stanford rape victim.
Your Honor, if it is all right, for the majority of this statement, I would like to address the defendant directly. You don't know me, but you've been inside me, and that's why we're here today. On January 17th, 2015, it was a quiet Saturday night at home. My dad was fixing dinner, and I was spending time with my younger sister, who was visiting for the weekend. The next thing I remember, I was in a gurney in a hallway. A deputy explained I had been assaulted. I was asked to sign papers that said rape victim. All that I know is that that morning they had found me behind a dumpster, potentially penetrated by a stranger, and that I should be retested for HIV immediately. But for now, I should get back to my normal life. Imagine stepping back into the world with only that information.
One day, I was at work, scrolling through the news on my phone, and came across an article. And in it, I read and learned for the first time about what happened to me, sitting at my desk, at work. After reading the graphic details of my own sexual assault, at the bottom of the article, it listed his swimming times. She was found breathing, unconscious, her underwear 6 inches away from her bare stomach, curled in a fetal position. But by the way, he's really good at swimming. Throw in my mile time. I'm good at cooking, put that in there. I think the end of your list is where you start listing extracurriculars, cancel out all the sickening things that you've done. And sometimes I think that if I wouldn't have gone, it wouldn't have happened. But then I realized it would have happened just to someone else.
I thought, there's no way this is going to trial. There were witnesses, there was dirt in my body, he ran but was caught. I was not only told that I was assaulted, but I was told that since I can't remember, I technically can't prove it was unwanted. It is the saddest type of confusion to be told you were assaulted blatantly out in public, but we don't know if it counts as assault. I want to remind you that the night after the incident occurred, he said that he never planned on taking me back to his dorm. He said he didn't remember being behind a dumpster. Then he learned that I could not remember. So 1 year after the incident, he had a strange news story. And most importantly in this story, there was suddenly consent. So 1 year after, he remembered, oh yeah, she said yes to everything.
All of a sudden, he said he'd asked if I wanted to dance. Apparently, I said yes. He said he'd asked if I wanted to go back to his dorm. I said yes. Then he asked, can I finger you? I said yes. Usually, there's a natural progression of things, not a Q&A.
But apparently I granted full permission. Even in Brock's story, he's in the clear, because I said a total of 3 words: yes, yes, yes. Note: if you're confused whether a girl can give consent, make sure she can speak an entire sentence first. And then he said the only reason we were on the ground was because I fell. Future reference: if a girl falls, help her up. Do not mount her, hump her. Take off your clothes, take off her underwear, and insert your hand in her vagina. Next, in the story, 2 men on bicycles came and approached you, and you ran. Why didn't you say, stop, everything's all right. She's okay with it, go ask her. I did just consent, right? Then when the policeman arrived to come interview the men, one of the bicyclists was crying so hard he couldn't explain what he had just seen.
Your attorney has repeatedly pointed out, well, we don't know at what point she became unconscious. That was never the point. I was too drunk to speak, too drunk to consent. Way before I was on the ground, I should have never been touched in the first place. And then you said, at no point did I see that she was unresponsive. If at any point I saw that she was unresponsive, I would have stopped immediately. Here's the thing. If your plan was to only stop when I became unresponsive, then you still do not understand. You did not stop when I was unconscious anyway. Somebody else stopped you. 2 guys on bikes noticed that I wasn't moving in the dark and had to tackle you. How did you not notice while on top of me? On top of all of this, you claim that I orgasmed after 1 minute of digital penetration. The nurse said there had been abrasions, lacerations, and dirt in my genitalia. Was that before or after I came? For you to sit there under oath and inform all of us that yes, I wanted it, yes, I permitted it, and that you are the true victim is appalling, is demented, is selfish.
I listened to your attorney attempt to paint a picture of me, the face of girls gone wild, as if somehow that would make it so that I had this coming for me. Then I read your statement. You said,